I used cheap magnet gels to try Pinterest nail designs and somehow ended up with 5 cat-eye looks. I'm starting by using a ball bit to go around the cuticle area. This helps push back the cuticles even more and lift up any dead skin. Then I'm taking a buffer to remove the shine from the natural nail surface. Since my hands are going to be in the lamp a lot for this video, I'm applying sunscreen to protect my skin. Next, I'm applying a peel-off base coat so it's easier to remove the nails later. I do my nails pretty often, so this saves time. I start with a layer of cuticle oil on my nail palette, rub that in, then go in with gel top coat and cure. I did 2 layers, but I only showed myself doing 1 layer, and if you want your nails to last, please skip this step. After that, I'm using a lint-free wipe to remove the sticky layer before applying gel base coat on all the nails and curing. For this set, I'm using Makartt full covered ballerina nail tips, so I'm just sizing them to make sure that they fit from sidewall to sidewall. Since the tips aren't pre-etched and I didn't feel like taking out my e-file, I'm using primer inside the nail tips instead. Then I apply a few small beads of Beetle's gel glue inside the tip. I brush the tip over my natural nail to distribute the gel glue evenly on the nail and get ready to apply them. I set my nail lamp to 15 seconds for flash curing, and then I press the nail tip on from the cuticle and hold it down until the gel glue reaches the tip of my natural nail. Then I stopped pressing and flash cured for 15 seconds. Once all of the nails are on, I give them a full cure of 30 seconds. After curing, I'm wiping off the sticky layer with rubbing alcohol and then using a sanding band around the cuticles to clean up any gel glue that might have seeped out. I also filed the free edge and sides of the nails, then buffed the surface to remove the shine and wiped off the dust with rubbing alcohol. I'm applying top coat to the underside of the nails and curing for 30 seconds to keep that part clean and smooth. Then I apply a little acetone around the cuticle area to melt away any leftover base coat or dust. And just to make the nails look a little more natural, now I'm going in with base coat on all the nails again and curing for 30 seconds. So these are the magnet gels I'll be using today. There are 6 in total, but I'm only going to be using 5 of them. They are so pretty and I got them from Temu. The first cat-eye nail design I'm trying from Pinterest is this swirl effect inspired by this video right here. I thought this one would be pretty easy and honestly it's so pretty. I'm using this blue magnet gel with purple undertones for the pinky. First, I apply 1 layer and cure for 30 seconds. This is just to build opacity. Then I go in with a second layer, and as you can see, it already looks a lot more solid and rich in color. Now, I'm still figuring things out with these magnets, okay? I started with a rectangular magnet, trying to go on both sides of the nail to shift the glow, but it was hard to see anything happening. So I switched to a circular magnet to create the swirl, but I realized the rectangle one had completely demagnetized the polish, like there was nothing left to move. I don't know if I'm using that rectangular magnet wrong, but it always messes things up for me. So I grabbed my cylinder magnet and that worked so well. You can actually see the purple undertones shifting through now. Then I used the circular magnet again to create the swirl and it looked so good. Let me know what you think of this one. I actually really like it. I'm giving this one an 8.5 out of 10. Clean swirl, great contrast, love the glow. So next up, I'm doing the design I've been most excited to try, a cat eye heart nail. I've always wanted to do this one and this was the perfect excuse. I'm using the ruby red magnetic gel and it's already glowing beautifully just from the first coat. After curing that, I went in with a second layer for opacity and then I used my cylinder magnet to pull the glow into the center of the nail to prep for the heart shape. For the heart itself, I'm using a DIY magnetic tool. Basically, I bent a paperclip into a custom shape. I made it by twisting the paperclip into a U shape and then left a V at one end and bent the other end to hold onto it. You definitely need certain tools to shape it properly. It was kind of a struggle for me, although in the Pinterest inspo they actually use their hands, but it was very difficult for me to use my hands to do it. It hurt. It actually hurt. So it was kind of a struggle since I didn't have the best tools, but I made it work and surprisingly it worked better than expected. I had to hold the paperclip and magnet over the nail for a good 30 seconds to get the heart shape to appear. It wasn't as quick as I thought it would be, but once it started to show up, it looked so good. The heart is subtle, but the glow really frames it nicely and the red makes it pop even more. Next up is this bunny cat eye design and I used a paperclip tool for this one too. I honestly think this one came out so good. I'm using this muted rose brown magnetic gel which has a soft plush vibe that really works for a bunny. And since it's almost Easter, I thought this design was pretty fitting, but also remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. I started with a thin layer of the gel polish and cured for 30 seconds. Then I went in with a second coat for opacity. I used my cylinder magnet again to pull the glow to the center of the nail just like before. Now, as I said earlier, shaping paper clips is still a challenge, okay? I jokingly tried to reuse the same paper clip from the heart design, just flipping it differently on the circle magnet I used earlier for the swirl. I really thought I was onto something, but yeah, that didn't work. I low-key wish it did. Luckily, I had a plan B. When I made the original paperclip heart tool, I had to cut parts of the paperclip and I saved it. So I took those two little leftover pieces, positioned them into a V shape, placed them over the nail and held them in place for 30 seconds to create the magnetic bunny. Then I cured the design and it was time to bring the bunny to life. I used white gel polish to paint on the eyes, nose, and whiskers. And then I added a touch of red magnetic gel for the eyes and flash cured it. I also added some little hearts on the ears, plus a few stars and dots around the nail for a cute accent. And this is how it turned out. I really like this bunny, it's so cute and definitely one of my favorites from this set. This one is a 9.5, adorable details, and I pulled off a whole bunny with paperclip scraps, iconic. Okay, so now we're getting into the paw print nail, and this one definitely tested my patience a little. I started with the bright blue magnetic gel polish. So I applied a thin first layer, then used the rectangular magnet to intentionally demagnetize the whole nail before curing. Then I applied a second coat and using the cylinder magnet to gather all of the magnets in the middle of the nail. Then I tried to shape the paw print with my magnet, but it just wasn't giving what I needed. I actually did 4 attempts, and on the fourth try, I decided to go with 3 toe pads instead of 4, and that finally made the shape work a lot better. Even then, the paw print still didn't look how I wanted it, so I remembered a design I saw on Pinterest where they used a different color inside of the paw to make it stand out. So I grabbed my ruby red magnetic gel, added it inside the paw print design, and that was it. It gave me the contrast and definition I was missing. I also placed a tiny rhinestone in the center of the big pad for a little sparkle, and it honestly brought the whole look together. This one definitely the most time consuming one, but I love how it turned out in the end. And I'm definitely interested to know what you guys think. Don't forget to rate all of my designs in the comments below. The last design is actually the only one I got from Instagram, and it's a plaid cat eye nail, and honestly it's my favorite from the whole set. I'm using this emerald green magnetic gel which already has that rich bold glow that works perfectly for plaid. So first I apply my base layer and used the rectangular magnet to demagnetize the nail, then cured. For the second layer, I used my cylinder magnet to pull the glow to one side of the nail and left the other side demagnetized, then cured that too. After that, I added a third layer of gel, and this time I used the cylinder magnet again but brought the glow to the opposite side of the nail. Then I took a flat brush, dipped it in acetone, and gently removed a couple straight lines of the gel polish to create the plaid effect. Looking back at the IG post, I think I may have done one step out of order. I was probably supposed to remove the gel with the brush before using the magnet the second time. But honestly, it still worked out and I love how it came out. I cured for 30 seconds and this is how it looks. So cute, so different, and the glow gives it so much dimension. I just love it. This design is a 10 out of 10, no debate about it. I went back to the heart nail to add a little white star using gel polish just to give it that extra sparkle. And I did the same thing on the pinky nail for a bit of balance. Then I applied top coat to all the nails. I decided to go with a matte finish on the plaid thumb and kept the rest of nails glossy to really let the different textures stand out. Then I cured everything, but I wasn't done with the plaid nail just yet. I felt like it needed a little more detail to bring the whole look together, So I added some bronzish gold liner tape across the nail. I did a sort of cross section pattern with it, basically placing the tape diagonally and intersecting it to give a plaid accent effect. Then I cut off the excess tape, and to secure it in place without ruining the finish, I added matte top coat just to either sides of the tape so it stays glossy in the middle but still seals and won't lift. Then I cured for 30 seconds. And that's the full set. 5 Pinterest and Instagram inspired cat eye designs done using cheap magnetic gels, DIY tools, and a whole lot of trial and error. Honestly, I didn't expect them all to turn out this cute, but here we are. Plaid, hearts, swirl, a bunny, and even a paw print. Let me know which design was your favorite and if you try any of these yourself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got so many more fun nail ideas coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!